So you are muted.
Okay, now am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next property of object-oriented programming is polymorphism. This is one of the most important and most useful property of object-oriented programming. And this property is very tricky one. So polymorphism, as the name suggests, it is the combination of the word polymorph. Poly means many, morph means form, many form. Means if any entity adopt many forms या behaves in different manner, so you can say that that is a polymorphism. Okay. Now, so actually, which particular entity is having many form in the case of object-oriented programming? So basically, when we talk about the object-oriented programming, so actually we are focusing on the class. Okay, we are just focusing on the class, and in the class, basically there are two members. One is data as well as method. So mainly, however, we can say that polymorphism in the case of data, but that is not any significant here. So generally, polymorphism is achieved in the case of method. How? Means one method can behave. Yeah, one method can behave differently in different situation. कैसे? How? Suppose if there is a method summation, and there are two variables. Summation is the function, basically summation, summation of two variables. Suppose summation of two variables a and b. So summation of two variables basically performs the same operation, summation. But suppose there is another method, summation of three numbers. Fine, integer a, integer b, and integer c. So in this case also the summation operation is same, but the parameters are different. Okay. So here you can see that the method is same, method name is same, but actually it will return, yeah, it will perform different. Different means operation is plus operation, but actually this plus operation is performed only on two operand and here on three operand. So here it means method, and this property when if a same method names performs different behavior, like in this particular example, though this property is called as method overloading. ओवरलोडिंग ऑफ मेथड, क्योंकि एक मेथड था एक से ज्यादा मेथड हो गया उसी नाम का, तो दिस प्रॉपर्टी इज कॉल्ड एज मेथड ओवरलोडिंग. Overloading because a method name is same but the method performs different operation. Okay, it means you can say that a same method performs different operation, a different behavior. Here many forms, a method has two forms. In this particular case method has two forms. So here you can see that in the case of method overloading we can achieve the polymorphism behavior. Fine. In another case, except the method overloading, there is also another case of method overriding. In the case of method overriding, the name of method is same but the operation is different, behavior is different in the case of method overriding. So method overloading and method overriding is the example of polymorphism. Method overloading and method overriding. Method overriding. So basically, what is method overriding? It's when a child class overrides its parent class method. So in that case, the method name is same. So it means in the case of method overloading, method name is same. In the case of method overriding, method name is same. Means in same methods performs different operations. Fine. So we can say that actually method overloading and method overriding is the example of polymorphism. First thing. Okay. Now come to the concept of how many types of polymorphism are there. How basically in generally there are two types of method overload, means by two means we can achieve the polymorphism, either by method overloading or method overriding. अगर आपसे पूछा जाए कि polymorphism कैसे achieve करो तो by using the method overloading or method overriding. Okay, both concept is same, means both concepts are easy to understand. Basically you have already seen the method overriding, and most method overloading is very simple. Okay, if the same method is there, name of method is same, but that signature of method is different, in that particular case method overriding is there, sorry, method overloading is there. Okay, now the thing is, when you call the method sum, so how the compiler or Java virtual machine decide actually which particular method is called? As per the signature of method. Fine, as per the signature of method. Okay, now see, polymorphism is achieved by using method overloading and method overriding. Okay, now the another concept is polymorphism is of two types. Okay, one is compile time polymorphism, and another one is runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism is also called as static polymorphism. The terminology is same, means name is different. Compile time polymorphism, or you can say that static polymorphism. Similarly, runtime polymorphism is called as dynamic polymorphism. ओके, अनदर टर्मिनोलॉजी हम इसलिए बता रहे हैं टर्मिनोलॉजी कि इंटरव्यू में कभी कभी आप अगर ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग अपना सब्जेक्ट बताते हो किसी कंपनी में तो नाम चेंज करके पूछते हैं कि व्हाट इज स्टैटिक बाइंडिंग. ठीक है, स्टैटिक बाइंडिंग, स्टैटिक बाइंडिंग, स्टैटिक पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म, कंपाइल टाइम पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म. ओके, एंड हियर इट इज डायनेमिक बाइंडिंग. And there is one more interesting term, that is dynamic method dispatch. Dynamic method dispatch. Okay, so this is the classification of polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism is called as static polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism is called as dynamic polymorphism. Static binding and dynamic binding. Okay. So what is difference between compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism, or you can say that static polymorphism and dynamic polymorphism? So basically classification name is as according to the concept of, if you call, means polymorphism is achieved either by method overloading as well as method overriding. Okay, method overriding. So when you call any method, समझने की कोशिश करिए, when you call any method, basically there are two processes. When you call method, so that method, when you call any method, so that call is connected to the definition of that particular method. When you call any method, so basically you need to connect to the definition of that particular method, then that particular method is executed. Means binding of method calling to method definition. Okay, method definition when you call any method. So here in object oriented programming, in order to call any method, normally in general case, object is required. In order to call any method, object is required. After that you will be able to call the method. And in Java and in object-oriented programming, basically object is created at compile time or run time. Object कब create होता है? Run time. Object is a run time entity. हमने definition बताया था. Object is a run time entity. Okay. And the runtime memory is allocated for object. That is heap area. In heap area. Okay. So object is created at the runtime. So if you call the method by using the object, so that is the example of runtime polymorphism. Because in that case, the calling of method is attached to the method definition at runtime. But actually this, if method call and method definition is resolved, because suppose there are two method in method overloading and method overriding, तो आपने method को कॉल किया तो उसको पता करना पड़ेगा ना कौन सा method कॉल करना है. If this resolution is done at compile time, so that is the example of compile time polymorphism. If this resolution is done at the run time, which particular method should be called, because there are more methods. In the case of method overriding, two methods. In the case of method overloading, more than one methods are there. Actually, which particular method should be called? If this is decided at the compile time, so that is the example of compile time polymorphism. If this resolution of binding, you can say that binding is resolved at the time of runtime, so that is called as the runtime polymorphism. So compile time and runtime. And you see, similarly, it is also called as static and dynamic binding. Why it is also called as static and dynamic binding? Because, and why compile time polymorphism is called as static polymorphism? Because in the case of static, there is no need to create the object. In the case of static, there is no need to create the object. If you declare any method as static, is there any object is required? No, you can directly call the method with the help of class only. So if you overload the static method, so in that case, static polymorphism is achieved or compile time polymorphism. Because actually, in order to call the static method, there is no requirement of object. So it is the example of static polymorphism. So you can say that if you overload the static method, so this is the example of static polymorphism. Okay? Static method overloading. See, it is also called static binding. Binding means binding the method call to the method definition. The terminology binding means binding the method call to the method definition. अच्छा, one more terminology is also there. टर्मिनोलॉजी इसलिए बता दे रहे हैं, कुछ बुक्स में लिखी रहती हैं, कुछ बुक्स में नहीं लिखी रहेंगी, कुछ वेबसाइट्स पे सारी जगह हो सकता है टर्मिनोलॉजी ना मिल जाए, लेकिन पूछने में इंटरव्यू में कहीं भी कुछ भी पूछा जा सकता है. एक टर्मिनोलॉजी और पूछी जाती है, दैट इज अर्ली बाइंडिंग एंड लेट बाइंडिंग. अर्ली बाइंडिंग एंड लेट बाइंडिंग. तो ऑब्वियसली विच लेट बाइंडिंग. तो कंपाइलेशन ऑपरेशन is the example, means compilation time binding is called as early binding, या static binding is called as early binding. ऑब्जेक्ट ही क्रिएट हुआ तभी बाइंड हो गया कंपाइल टाइम पे ही, और जब रन करेगा तो लेट हुआ, so run time binding means late binding. Okay, so now to come to the basically in the case of static context, static polymorphism is achieved. So in the last I will discuss this, that is compiled term polymorphism, because that is the specific case of static context. Fine. Because this is important. Okay, this is generalized case, because this is not the case of static. That is generally used, dynamic binding or dynamic polymorphism or runtime polymorphism. Okay, or dynamic method dispatch and late binding. So just come to the runtime polymorphism concept. Runtime polymorphism. So runtime polymorphism can be achieved either by method overloading and method overriding. So what is method overloading? The method name is same, but the signature is different. Method name is same, but the signature part is different. There is no confusion. What is method overriding? If the child class inherits the parent class method and overrides its method. Okay. Now, see. But what is the significance of it? Because in the inheritance chapter, you have seen that if I take an example simple, आप देखो आपको टर्मिनोलॉजी बस चेंज हो गई, इनहेरिटेंस में तो हुआ था ही ना मेथड ओवरराइडिंग, तब हमने पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म की बात नहीं कही थी. लेकिन जस्ट सी व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस हियर. सपोज देयर इज ए क्लास ए, ओके, एंड अनदर क्लास बी, and there is a method m1, m2 and m3 in class A, and class B extends class A, extends A. And suppose in this m1 and m4 is defined. Suppose if I take just an example. Now, if I create the object of class B, means if I create the object B obj equal to new B, I can create the object like this. Now, if I ask you a question, object reference B can be able to access which method actually in this case? कौन कौन से मेथड एक्सेस कर पाएगा ये?
1 and 4.
1 and 4 only, or 2 and 3 also?
2 and 3 also.
2 and 3 also, na? Okay, good. See, so here M1 should be accessible to the object reference. Why? Because M1 out. Here M1 and M1. This M1 is common, so you can say that this M1 is overridden method. Fine? Overridden method. But class B extends class A, it means M2 and M3 are inherited in class B also. So it means if the object reference variable is of type B, if object reference variable is of type B, it means now with the help of this object reference, you can access M1, M2, M3 as well as M4. And one important thing is M2 of what? M2 of class A, because the definition of M2 is written in class A. M3 of which particular class? M3 of class A, M4 of class B and M1 of class B. ये ध्यान देना चाहिए. देखो अब यही आपका जावा वर्चुअल मशीन अपनी स्मार्टनेस दिखाएगा कि हमको which particular method should be called. This is the example of polymorphism. Actually, when you call obj.m1, so basically there are two m1, m1 of class A and m1 of class B. So actually, as per the type of this object reference variable, as per the type of object reference variable, method is called. As per the type of object reference variable, this method is called. Because the object type of B and the object of class B is created, so this M1 is called, means M1 definition of child class of M1 is executed actually rather than M1. But if you write like this, A obj equal to new A, then in that particular case this obj is having the visibility of M1, M2 and M3 only. M1, M2 and M3 only. And M1 of what? M1 of, okay. Now I just described so this is just simple example. of polymorphism. Now just I am going to describe the method overriding cases. This is very important concept, method overriding cases. So first cases I have already defined. Suppose लिखते चलते लेकिन case 1. The case 1 is same which I have already defined. Suppose this is the parent class which is extended by its child class, and this is having M1, M2, M3, and this is M1 and M4. Okay, so now this, if I create child C equal to new child, so it means child C is having the visibility of M1 of child, M2 of parent, M3 of parent, and M4 of parent, M4 of child. So this is the first case, general case, simple case. Okay, now come to the another special case, another case. Okay, so this is the case which I have already discussed. Just come to the another case that is also similar to this particular case. Means if I declare this parent P equal to new parent, in this case what will happen? P is having the visibility of M1, M2 and M3, and all are belonging to only parent class. No problem. Obviously by the parent child का तो कुछ लेगा नहीं behavior. Now come to the third case. This is the case 2 actually. This red color is the case 2. Now come to the third case. तो green में आ जाते हैं. Just come to the third case. Third case is case 3. If I write this, just see it with very care. With parent, if I write parent P equal to new child, can I write this? Suppose if I take an example, there is an employee class. And employee class is extended by manager, because manager class, it is extended by clerk, and it is also extended by suppose engineer. So there are 3 types of employee: engineer, clerk and manager. Fine. And arrow क्या signify कर रहा है? Arrow signifies that manager extends employee class, clerk extends employee class, engineer extends employee class, and the relationship between parents and child is a relationship. Is a relationship means manager is a employee, clerk is an employee, and engineer is also an employee. Is a relationship. It means manager is a employee, clerk is a employee, and engineer is a employee. So here means if I write employee E is equal to new manager, it means manager is an employee, so manager object can be referred by the reference variable of employee type. It means child class object can be referred by its parent class reference variable type. Okay, because manager is an employee, so manager object can be referred by employee. Similarly, if I can write like this: employee E equal to new manager, employee E equal to new clerk, and employee E equal to new engineer. Okay, Now, suppose in this case, in the case of parent and child, if parent P equal to new child, like this, parent P equal to new child, now the P is having the visibility of what? P के पास किसकी किसकी visibility होगी? P is equal to new child. बहुत यही सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है केस. ऐसा लग रहा है कि पेरेंट P इक्वल टू न्यू चाइल्ड, इट्स मींस P कैन एक्सेस M1 एंड M4. M1 और M4 को करना चाहिए, चाइल्ड का ऑब्जेक्ट लग रहा है. बट लिसन, हमने शुरुआत में बताया था कि मेथड इज कॉल्ड एज पर द टाइप ऑफ रेफरेंस वेरिएबल रादर देन द ऑब्जेक्ट टाइप. देयर आर टू टाइप्स, वन इज ऑब्जेक्ट टाइप एंड रेफरेंस टाइप. तो रेफरेंस टाइप का वेटेज ज्यादा होगा. तो हियर तो P कैन एक्सेस बिकॉज P इज द टाइप ऑफ पेरेंट. So whether the object is of child type or parent type, here P can access M2 as well as M3 of parent, but M2 and M3 are okay, no problem. But when P reference variable is going to access the M1, तो ये M1 access नहीं होगा. In that particular case, overridden M3 access. This is the very special case. When you write like this, so in this case, overridden M1 is access, means M1 of child is access. Okay. So this is the special case because here the methods are called as per the object type, but ओवररिडन मेथड चाइल्ड वाले का कॉल. ओवररिडन मेथड किसका कॉल होगा? ऑब्जेक्ट के टाइप के हिसाब से. मींस हियर इफ आई राइट एम्प्लॉय इक्वल टू न्यू मैनेजर, तो सपोज मैनेजर, क्लर्क एंड इंजीनियर इज हैविंग ए सेम मेथड दैट इज गेट सैलरी मेथड. गेट सैलरी, तो इफ यू कॉल E1 डॉट, तो E1 डॉट जितने भी एम्प्लॉय के मेथड्स हैं उसको कॉल करेंगे, बट गेट सैलरी मेथड इज कॉल्ड एज पर द टाइप ऑफ मैनेजर, टाइप ऑफ क्लर्क एंड टाइप ऑफ इंजीनियर. Fine. Okay. So I just end here, and in the next turn we will discuss more cases of polymorphism. इसको और आगे डिस्कस किया जाएगा. Okay. Is there any problem?
सर एक बार वो रिपीट कर दीजिए, लाइक ओवररिडन मेथड किसके प्रेफरेंस पे कॉल होगा सर?
हाँ, ओवररिडन मेथड आपके ऑब्जेक्ट टाइप पे कॉल होगा. मींस बाकी मेथड तो आपके रेफरेंस टाइप पे कॉल हो जाएंगे, लेकिन जो ओवररिडन मेथड होगा वो एज पर द टाइप ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट. तो टाइप ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट मींस चाइल्ड है अभी यहाँ पर, तो चाइल्ड का होगा M1.
ओके. थैंक यू.
नेक्स्ट टर्न पे एक एग्जांपल करके दिखाएंगे हम, तो फिर और समझ में आएगा. Okay, so thank you. Just take the attendance sheet. कोई ले लो एक.